From Commodity Classic 2016 here in New Orleans on the trade show floor with BASF. They just unveiled a brand new information piece for farmers across the United States called Magless, intuitive, secure, able to give them information on the fly. One of the people that's watching this with interest is Bruce Erickson from Purdue University. Now Bruce, you're all about the plants. For years you've been following everything from weather patterns right on through to how we're performing in the fields. Bottom lines are pretty nip and tuck this year. What information did you present here to reporters that are looking at Commodity Classic that would be intriguing?
Oh, well, one of my specific roles at Purdue has been in tracking the adoption of precision farming technologies, and we've worked with CropLife magazine using their subscription list to take a look at what farmers are doing in terms of their precision farming. Are they using guidance technologies? Are they doing section controllers? Why are they doing these things? What data are they using from farms? Variable rate technology, grid or zone soil sampling, all those types of things.
You know, and that is something that has come on very recently for farmers. I mean, if you got in a little, you got in a lot all at once. So what did you find? Everybody thinks that farmers are slow to adopt some of that information. What did you find?
Well, we certainly haven't found that the case, and I know there was a little facetiousness in your comment there, but again, going back 20 years, what we've noticed is you can generally split that information into two big categories. And there are the automated technologies that really happen behind the scenes and that farmers can relatively easily adopt, such as guidance, section controllers, planter row controllers, some of the specific things related to accuracy of seed placement. Those things don't require farmers to sit down and analyze and to go back to the field and do something different. And so that's been the really rapid part of adoption of precision agriculture in the last decade or so. Where we appear to be going in the future is this whole data side of precision agriculture. We have made some progress in that area. We haven't probably made as much as many people would hope that we would have made. And so this type of tool from BASF is going to help us along in that area.
You know, if I had my phone on me, Bruce, I would have pulled it out because everybody seems to be on their smartphone. You've traveled around the world. It's not like you just paid attention to the United States and how we're trying to digest and use this information.
Yes, I mean, I've been in a number of countries around the world, and the thing about, I guess my main comment about precision agriculture is that it may not necessarily be scale dependent like a number of things in agriculture. Traditionally, bigger farms have been the earlier adopters of many technologies because they could spread those fixed costs over more acres and justify that input expense. I mean, I grew up on a small farm, so I understand that very well. We had older equipment than our neighbors did. But with information technology, if you look at other industries, that's not necessarily the case. And that we may be able to adopt some of these precision technologies on small farms being as viable as larger farms.
Right. And did the growers that you worked with say anything about this kind of precision information? I mean, I think at first there's a little concern about how much they've got to learn in a short period of time. Once they seem to get into it, was it more comfortable for all?
Well, you bring up a very good point in that technology adoption isn't always straightforward, and it isn't always easy, and that we often need other people to work with, someone to hold our hands sometimes to show us through. And so the important thing for many technologies is that there is an intuitive human interface. And that, like you said, mentioned before, we're all using our smartphones, but part of the reason that we do is that you can turn that on and there's buttons to push, and it's not like we have to do 15 complicated steps in order to figure that out. And so on farms, it is the goal of most companies is to try to provide a really simple, intuitive interface in order for farmers and their advisors to make the best decisions.
Did you hear, I don't care where they were, Bruce, but did you find any growers that could actually equate how that information either changed how they farmed, found profitability in certain areas? Did you get any data? Because I know a lot of kids that like to play on their smartphone, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's productive time.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you're looking at one of the, a Facebook user that I love Facebook, but I waste some time on it too, you know? So,
So do I.
And so the key thing with all this information, though, is to turn it into knowledge.
Yeah.
And even beyond that, even knowledge doesn't have value until you turn a decision on the farm. You're going to have to increase a rate or decrease a rate or do something different on your farm in order for that knowledge in order to pay off.
So are you kind of jazzed about this, I'll say, new phase in how we're farming?
I am really excited about it, and part of the reason I'm excited is because, like I say, in the survey, we've been tracking this for about 20 years. And 20 years ago, the Pentium came out with a 30 times slower processing rates. We didn't have telematics.
Right.
We didn't have cloud storage.
Yep.
We didn't really have cell phones in those
right.
times.
That's
and so a lot of these tools are coming in place in order for us to process and understand this information.
See, he's excited, so am I. That's Bruce Erickson from Purdue. He is one of the fellows that's traveled literally the globe trying to figure out how quickly farmers are adopting some of this new technology. We'll have more from the BASF location on the trade show floor at Commodity Classic. I'm Pam Yankee.